What is up, everyone? Welcome to It's Been a Week. I'm your host, Ben McDonald, and this is your weekly dose of whatever the hell just happened. Hello, everyone. I hope you're having an amazing day, whatever fucking time it is, and wherever the hell you're listening. I hope you're having a great day. I have had an amazing week. So, in addition to being a actor and a barrel racer, I'm also a professional headshot photographer. And this past weekend, I did one of my pop-ups in Dallas. And for those of you who don't know what that is, I pretty much moved my whole studio to a rental space in Dallas, and we rock out photo shoots for people. We shoot about 17 people in 2 days. It includes hair and makeup. These actors and models get like 4 different looks, and it's a great way for them to, build their portfolio. It was super successful. It was a great time. We actually shot for the first time someone who is non-binary. I have to say, anyone who is brave enough to just fucking be themselves, to live their truth, to be whatever the fuck they want to be, like, I fucking respect that. It's like, just let people be whoever the fuck they want to be. Who gives a flying fuck? Really, in my world, I just, like, doesn't affect me, so I don't care. Speaking of, there is a woman who continues to berate me and continues to just come at me in my DMs. I post something like that I like Beyonce, and she is in my DMs that Beyonce is a Satan worshiper and I'm going to hell. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she told me in her latest DM that she listens to this podcast. So I hope she fucking hears this, and I hope she hears it loud and fucking clear. Okay, so let me set the scene for you. If I had to give you a visual representation of this woman, I would just say, imagine Humpty Dumpty. And that should be all you need. So this woman, no matter what I post, she continues to come into my DM. She continues to tell me all this shit. And I was very nice in the beginning. I was like, look, okay, thank you. I disagree with that, but it's okay. Then I would make jokes. Like, she sent me this whole thing because I got vaccinated for COVID. Oh, well, I'm on like my 6th vaccine at this point. If I'm getting the COVID vaccine does not affect your body at all. So I don't know what to tell you. Then I think I posted something about, I don't even know, Taylor Swift, which I'm not even a Swiftie. I don't even know what I posted. And she came at me that Taylor Swift is, possessing children and taking them into a trance to get them to Satan or some shit. I don't know. I can't even follow this bullshit. It's going so crazy. So she just keeps coming at me with all this shit. So at one point, I finally, I said, you need to stop sending me all this QAnon bullshit. I said, we clearly have different beliefs in life. So I blocked her. And it takes a lot for me to block someone because, I love attention, positive or negative. Bring it on. So somehow, I don't know how she got through. She went on to my other Facebook page, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I thought I blocked her on everything. I'm like, what? Next thing you know, she's going to be reaching out to me through my fucking eBay account. This bitch is like a mole. She finds ways through. She goes on, I love this one. She goes, you always want attention, and I feel sorry for you. I was like, no, accurate. I still do, bitch. And then she goes, I always thought you were talented with your barrel racing, but you could do better. Now, if you would have ever seen this woman and her barrel racing, I mean, please. I mean, come on. And then she keeps going on, and she goes, you have a beautiful farm that people would give a right arm for, but instead you sit here and defend Beyonce. And I'm like, wow. All right. At one point I said, just go away. So anyways, unbelievable. Margie, I hope you're listening to this, and I hope this will finally get you to shut the fuck up. Or actually, if you want to continue coming at me, I can make a whole fucking segment on this podcast that's just for you. So on that note of people sliding into DMs and rude things, my next guest this week has had to deal with a ton of people sliding into her DMs and saying horrible things about her, which we're going to talk about. We're also going to talk about, maybe not trying to drink as much in this new year, or trying to maybe have a little fun without, all the cocktails. But I'm so excited for this guest. She is an amazing woman. She's a fucking boss. You guys are going to love her. She's hilarious. As soon as you hear her voice, if I have any Bravo fans out there, you're going to know exactly who it is. I'm so excited for you guys to listen to this episode. So, without further ado, here we go. Okay, everyone, I am so excited to introduce our next guest. She is a hustler, a tough cookie, a boss, entrepreneur, designer, podcaster, author, lifestyle expert, and a real housewife of New Jersey, and my friend, Miss Margaret Josephs.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here on It's Been a Week. I
It
bet
has been a week.
oh, believe me, we know.
Tell me,
I
what's
know.
going on in your week?
Okay, in my week, well, first of all, it's freezing here because I'm in New Jersey, and I think I have a little bit of seasonal depression because I am not used to it being so cold. So that's the first thing that's going on this week. I think it's too cold here. And I've just had a lot of stuff going, working on my business, rebooting. It's the new year. We have a new president. I just think the year's not starting off so great. Horrible things going on in California. I just think I have to hunker down and really just think about life because I think it's a sad beginning. Don't you think?
It was kind of a rough start. I mean, I think we all come into the new year like, this is my year. This is going to be my year. And then we, like you said, we got hit with fires. Shit's happening everywhere.
Yeah. And no matter what your political beliefs are, right? We just want good things for everybody that we love. And so when half the country is sad, it's sad times.
I agree. I think I think there's nothing political wise, which I don't want to get all into politics. There's not much we can do about it. So I think we just have to try to be optimistic and hope for the best because it is what it is at this point.
Yes, and I think we have to band together. It's the people that make a country, and it's not the leader. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's really what we have to do.
I agree.
And make it turn.
I agree.
But I think we got to do it. And I have to come visit you because I'm too cold here.
Well, it's actually been freezing here in Texas as well. I mean, not New Jersey cold,
Really?
but it's been cold. It was like 21 degrees the other day.
My God. Well, that is cold. That's cold, very cold for you.
We actually had a little bit of a crazy emergency here on the ranch. So we have a huge koi pond on when you drive in. And these are like very expensive koi that come from like Japan. And, these aren't like your little Petco goldfish. We went out the other morning and this koi is probably like 40 inches long. It's huge. And it's like the prettiest, the most expensive one, all the things. And I go out there and it's belly up.
No.
And it's like bobbing. And I'm like, what? But it was still alive. So I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And AJ, panics. We need to save it. So I'm part of all these Facebook groups for koi fish and we're Googling and I'm like, do we need to call the vet? Like, what do you do for a fish?
Yes. Well, what do you do?
Long story short, I have a 40-inch koi in my guest room bathtub right now.
No.
In heated water, taking an Epsom salt bath. And like literally within an hour, it came back to life. It's totally fine. It's all good.
What? He was too cold?
Apparently it's pregnant and it got egg bound. So it can't because the water went from nice and warm to cold so fast because we went from like 70 degrees to 20.
Yes.
And so I'm like, okay, so we've saved the fish. And now all these fish people on Facebook are like, you can't put it back in the pond until spring. And I'm like, okay.
So he has to live in the guest bathroom?
I'm not keeping a 40-inch koi in my guest bathtub.
A pregnant one, no less.
A pregnant one until fucking March.
No, that's crazy.
We're going to give it a few days. It's supposed to warm up. And I think we're going to try to put her back out in the pond because I had to our cleaning lady came the other day and I was like, don't be alarmed when you go in the guest bathroom.
Okay, that is so funny. Wait, can we do anything I know it's probably a lot of money, but it's like heating a pool, the koi ponds, but can we heat the koi pond?
Okay, so the heaters, what you can get, it just keeps it warm enough so it doesn't freeze. The heaters don't heat it to like 75 degrees.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I thought we could heat it like a pool.
I wish. Yeah, all the heaters are like, it will keep it so it doesn't freeze, but it only keeps it at what, like 32 degrees.
Oh God, these poor fish. What are we gonna do?
So I'll when we get off of this, I'll send you a picture of the koi in my bathtub. You're gonna.
Okay, I mean that's a special thing. The koi. This koi's not gonna want to pack her bags.
No, I mean, but she's so big, she can't really fit. So it's kind of like a SeaWorld situation. Like I feel like it's like it can only go from like left to right like an inch. So
I know. Well, she's living her best life.
She is.
I love it.
Okay, I want to talk about how we first met, which was like 2019. It was World Pride.
Mm-hmm. A long time ago already.
Yeah. So you were on the Bravo float, and I was there with my friend Jen Geyser. Shout out to Jen. And I remember when we first got there, they were like, okay, so like, unless you're on a Bravo show, no one is allowed on the float, just Bravo people. I'm like, copy that. Cut to, I think, like an hour later on the float, waving,
raving, we're
throwing out.
hanging out.
Yeah, I'm like, on there, and everyone's probably like, oh, he must be on a new show, or I wonder what he's on. No, not on any type of show. And then you were the sweetest, because I remember I was like waving to you and doing all this stuff. And at the end, we were like, you're like, oh no, I got to come say hi to him. He's been, following this
Yes,
float
you
all
were
day long.
I know. It was so hot out that day. That was such a fabulous year. Wasn't that a great year?
It was before COVID times. It was so much fun. And I remember I was telling you, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have this show, Class Act, on Amazon. You need to watch it. And so that was when we first met. And then we saw each other again, like a couple months ago.
Yeah, at the NEFCare event for Jen Geyser, which was so great, which was such a nice time. I saw you and AJ. I was so happy to reconnect. And then you told me you moved to Texas.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh my God, my boys, and I know I saw videos of AJ singing. I was like so happy to reconnect with you.
Yeah. And now here we are.
And now here we are. And you have a podcast now. So I was so excited and I love it. It's been a week.
It's been a week. I mean, I feel like living in going from West Hollywood to Texas every week, there's something. There's some type of bullshit that happens here.
No, absolutely. But it's like, it's fun. It's like you guys are like the glamour gays of Green Acres.
Yeah, we're like the reverse Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, yeah.
We went from Beverly Hills to the country.
No, it's true. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's perfect though. I mean, do you not love your life so much? It's like I'm interviewing you, right?
I do. I love our property. I love our animals. I think we have an amazing life here. I miss like LA. I miss the city. I miss things happening. Like, in LA, I used to always joke. I was like, gosh, everyone is so fake and pretentious and whatever. And then I come here and I'm like, oh God, could someone just like brush their hair?
My God, that's so funny. It's still glamorous in Texas.
It is. When you there's certain parts of it there are like, when you get into Dallas and the cities, it can be very chic, but then we're out in the country.
I know what you're saying.
Like we're out here.
I know. Do you feel you're falling into it too? Do you feel like you're not brushing your hair? You're still being glamorous?
No, well, so AJ, he'll go out and do chores like in a fur coat.
I know the feeling. Look at me.
Look at your fur hat. But then I'll catch myself and I'm like, I've worn these sweatpants for 3 days.
I mean, but I know but you still look great. I know the feeling. Like I wear my pajamas into the supermarket, but with a fur coat on and big sunglasses.
Yeah. So it's like, you can make everything chic.
Yes. I feel the same way. I feel like I could be very Texas.
Well, when you come visit, we're going to take you to all the places.
Yes, I can't wait. I need it.
I mean, look, I always tell people, I don't think I'm an alcoholic in the sense that I drink very often, because I can go months without drinking. Literally, I could go 3 months without a sip of alcohol, totally fine. When I do drink, there's no off switch. Like I just keep going. Like I'll get to a point where I'm like, I'm drunk. Like I'm good. I'm feeling it. But then I'm like, let's do a shot. Let's get another drink. And then the next day I wake up and I have total anxiety. I feel like everybody hates me. I'm a very happy, very fun drunk.
Yes. Yeah, you're not a nasty drinker. You're a fun party boy.
Yeah, I'll be dancing on tables, telling people how beautiful they are. Like it's a great time. But then the next day I wake up and I'm like, oh, everyone hates me. It's horrible. So that's why I'm very excited about
Soirée.
And if you can't, so I was supposed to get an order of this, everyone. And if you're watching,
I know. It did not make it. Ben ordered it, and which I would have just sent it to him, but we had a snowstorm here, so it did not make it out of the warehouse in time to get there.
It didn't make, although I've had it. Jen Geyser actually gave it to us.
Which was good.
Yeah. So I was going to order it and then didn't come in time. So I printed off so it looks like it. And I don't even I realized I don't even have a color printer. So this thing is in black and white and I'm sipping water.
And I have my Soirée right here. I have the cucumber, mint, lychee, and elderflower. Yeah. I was going to say to you, Ben, you know why I created it? I grew up, first of all, we're in dry January right now that we're taping this, but I created because I don't drink alcohol. I've never been like a drinker. I've had a drink, but I've never been like wasted.
Ever?
Really? Maybe once.
Okay.
I get tipsy very easily. And I get a horrible headache. But I grew up with a mother, the lovely Marge Singer, who I love very much, in the 70s. And, that was a time of free love, booze, partying, anything went. And she drank a little too much. We're 20 years apart. And it was very frightening as a young girl for me to witness that. And I said, you know what, I can't be around that. It made me feel very insecure and unstable as a little girl. And growing up, I said, I'm never going to drink. It's just not for me. I just made a conscious decision. And even in high school, I did not drink. I didn't drink alcohol, but I was always a partier. I was the person who could stay out late. I wanted to dance all night. I was in the clubs. I was at Limelight. I was everywhere. But Palladium was the big thing. And I always loved the party lifestyle, but without the alcohol. Now, I didn't realize this was such a big deal. And then, flash forward, I got on Housewives, and everybody was like, what do you mean you don't drink? Like, what's wrong with you? Okay, you could tell us you have an issue. You have that. You have this. And I go, no, I don't. I just don't drink. I have PTSD from people, but that's not the issue. So when I came out of Soirée, I was like, there has to be something that everybody could party together. That people don't have to have a stigma around it. That's something that tastes good. That's not just like a cranberry juice and club soda, because that's what I was ordering, or a diet soda or something like that.
Right.
So that's why I really came out of Soirée to have layered flavors that if you're sober, curious, don't want to drink, hold something that tastes good, that's low in sugar, and tastes like an experience, and feel good. And that's why I really came out with it.
I love that. And I've recently been on this fitness kick and I'm getting all healthy. And I have to say the most impressive thing was the ingredients. Because whenever you go find something like this, or even any drink that's in a can, it's full of citric acid. It's full of all these things you can't even pronounce. It's got red 40 and yellow, whatever, all the things. Like, I was literally looked at the ingredients and I'm like, these are like the most simple ingredients. You can pronounce them. You know exactly what's in there.
It's true. No, we have all real juice. It is real cane sugar. We only have 9 grams of sugar on 12 ounces. That was important to me. It had to be vegan. It had to be gluten-free, because so many people are gluten-free. We even hit the kosher box. It hit everything. But the truth is, it's only 45 calories also. You want to be able to drink a few, and you want to feel good. And listen, I'm not a judgy non-drinker. If somebody does want to drink and use this as a mixer, that's okay with me too. But it's really about the experience and making memories. And that was a big thing for me, because I love to socialize. I love people being together. I love people partying together. And the truth is, I don't know, people are smoking pot, they're doing mushrooms. I don't know what they're doing, but they can't drink. And now it's come out from the Surgeon General that, they're going to put a warning label on alcohol. Alcohol causes cancer. It's not good for you. And, they call it detox for a reason, right?
Right.
And it isn't good for you. It does cause memory issues, alcoholism, not drink, people just drink socially. That happens, that's not an issue. But alcoholism is a disease also. It is addictive.
Right. And it's such a depressant.
It is a depressant.
Like,
nothing.
It's so fun in the moment, but the next day you wake up, it's very rare for anyone to wake up and just be like, I feel 100%.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hangover. Like you said, you have anxiety, you feel shitty. So that's what it is. So it's like, I want to change the conversation around it, this stigma around it. Just like, okay, you don't have to drink to have a good time. I understand a lot of people need liquid courage or whatever it is. People use it as a crutch. So I was like, let's create something pretty in a can. Let's create something that tastes good. But also the conversations around it are really important to me, because why do you feel you need, I want people to be present when they're together. I want to be able to have a conversation. I don't want to be disconnected. I want to remember it. I could get into the whole thing of like, people don't even remember who they haven't had sober sex. I've never had drunk sex, believe it or not. I mean, maybe there is something to it, but isn't that crazy? I've never once had drunk sex.
Yeah, say I've had a lot of drunk sex. I'm like, I don't know when I've had sober sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think for me, like, I mean, I love to have a few cocktails. I love to have fun. I wish I could just
and that's okay. That's a good time.
So what I would love to do is like spike it and have a couple and then quit spiking it. Because I think half the thing about being out is that you're just holding a drink. It's like,
it is.
It's like a cigarette. It's like a smoker putting the cigarette to their mouth. It's like when you're out drinking, it's like if you just have something and you have the sipping, it's like then it's like you're socializing, you're part of it. But when you're sitting there with your hands folded and you're not drinking anything, that's when it becomes like, oh God, I need something
Yeah,
to
what am
drink.
I going to drink? No, I agree. And you want to taste something that tastes like a grown-up drink. I don't want to be drinking diet soda. Diet soda is not good for you and everything else. So that's why I created something that, changes the conversation, looks good, tastes good, healthy for you, but feels like an experience. It's not just a flavored seltzer. We have 4 flavors. Yeah, so that was like very important to me, and it's really authentic to who I am.
Right. And
So
this
yes,
you can pour it in a cocktail glass, you can garnish it, make it look like a cocktail, and it's like you're having a cocktail.
exactly. And that's why that was super important to me, because I was like, I think I was a little bit in shock when I got on TV and was in filming and everything else, which was great, but that so many people also feel they need the liquid courage or something to hold to be themselves and, feel part of the party and feel part of the conversation. And I was like, what's going on here? So that's why it was. I want everyone to feel comfortable partying together. So yeah, I think it's really important. Lexi and I are working hard on blowing this company up. And it's the largest growing area of beverages now. So that's, I've been hustling, doing this soiree. And soiree means a party.
You really are known to be like the queen of the partying, and you
Yeah,
party all night long, you dance all night long,
I
but
do.
you're
And
never drunk.
I throw the best party.
You throw the best party.
I also throw the best party. I'm not going to lie. I am a great party thrower. My parties are like at a Studio 54. I'm not kidding you.
Okay, well, someday when we're in Jersey, I
Oh,
want to come.
you have to come to my house for a party. My party is like all gorgeous gay men, amazing women. We have the straight husbands and boyfriends mixed in, but people that
Yeah.
dance all night throughout my house. I have music. I have a DJ all the time. It's pretty funny.
Oh my God, AJ and that would be so fun.
AJ could sing. I have a piano. I mean, you guys could be singing, dancing. I mean, my last party was Cinco de Mayo here that we did for our premiere party, and it was crazy. It went like all night. It was nuts.
I love that.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, a lot of scandals happen here too. A lot of gossip scandals, and people make up stories, but that's okay.
Well, it gives them something to talk about.
Yeah, it gives them. I like it. I like it.
Yeah. I always say I like attention, positive or negative. Just talk about me.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as someone's paying attention to us, we're fine.
So for anyone out there that is struggling, whether they're trying to become sober or they're like you and they just have no interest in drinking but they still want to be a part of the group, what advice can you give them to still go out, feel comfortable, and still be able to be like the queen of the parties like you?
Oh, I think personally, you got to set the mood. You got to set the tone. And I think that was my big thing also. You got to start the party at home. When you're getting ready, you have to get the music going. You have to get yourself ready. You have to hype yourself up before you go out. So you're in the mindset of feeling in the mood and a party. And also, you know what, when you're first not drinking or whatever it is, take a friend. Take a friend also, who could be supportive and not drink with you. And I think that's also important. So you feel better about it, because if it's new to you, that's important to have like a support system with you. And I think that's super, super important. But also I like to set the tone at home, set the mood, psych myself up, bring a friend to go with you. And then you go out and start the night. And then when you go up to the bar, just order whatever you're ordering, be it a mocktail, be it a diet soda, whatever it is, hold your prop drink to make yourself feel better. And then just, try and be social as you possibly can. If someone asks you, what are you drinking? Just be honest. I'm having whatever it is. You know what? And don't make excuses. If someone says, why aren't you drinking? Just say it's because I'm choosing not to. There's no long-winded story. You don't have to explain to anybody.
You really don't owe that to anyone.
You don't owe that to anybody. And I feel like it's very bizarre that there was a stigma around not drinking. And I think that's what it is. There's no issues. There's nothing. I'm choosing not to. I don't want to. I want to wait. I'm concerned about my skin. Whatever it is,
Uh-huh.
I want to feel great tomorrow morning. Whatever it is. And I think that's what it is. You don't owe anybody an explanation. And I think, you're also going to see how present you feel. I think when you first don't drink, one of my girlfriends, it's very interesting. We went out the other night and she's not drinking. Unfortunately, she was not well for a little while. And she's like, oh my God, I can't believe what I'm witnessing. How did you tolerate this for so long? All of us, this one's, falling down. This one's that. And I said, oh, I'm just so used to it already. And she goes, oh my God, I want to kill this one. I can't even look at the, oh my God, I'm never going to drink again. And it was kind of funny. I think, people also, enjoy the feeling of watching everybody else. You are going to notice things about people. Enjoy being an observer. And I think that's really what it is. So don't worry about yourself. Watch everybody else. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Because they do say they're like, there's nothing more annoying than being sober around a bunch of drunk people.
I know, but I think find the entertainment in it.
Right.
And I think you're going to realize like, hey, I don't want to be like that. If people are, around the wasted ones. Listen, everybody's not a mess, right? Everybody who's drinking is not a mess.
Some of us are, but some of us
Some are. Yeah, listen, I've been around a lot of messes. It's very triggering for me.
Yeah. I do love what you said, though, about like start the party at home. Like blast your favorite music, have fun getting ready. Because I think there's the whole stigma is that like if you don't drink, you're just going to sit there and be a bump on a log. And it's like that's not it at all. You can go out and have a blast and you don't have to be wasted.
No, it's funny. Melissa Gorga always says to me, she goes, you're the one who wants to stay out the latest. I'm the last one to leave a wedding. Because you know what? I'm not tired. I'm not messy. I feel great and I could get up the next morning. Right. So I actually feel fabulous the whole night.
One of my friends, his name is Greg. I thought for 4 years almost that we were drunk together because we'd meet at these parties all the time. His wife and I are friends and I'm friends with him. He's part of our whole circle. And one day when I was like, oh, do you want to do a shot? And he's like, Ben, I don't drink. And I was like, what? I mean, for like 4 years, I was like, I thought we've been on like both were drunk this whole time. He doesn't drink at all. He's the most fun. He'll go out there and he's the first one to get on the dance floor and do all the things. And he's been sober the whole time.
I know. Isn't that nice to find that out? Like he's a professional party boy and he doesn't drink. And I think that, I think that's nice. It's great to have a friend like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was great. Because I was like, wow, what if I said to you that I thought was just drunk talk that no one's going to remember? And I'm like, oh boy.
That's okay. That's okay. It's a lot of fun. And I mean, since you're not like really drinking, do you feel better?
Yes. So like when I'm, working out and doing all these things, I feel amazing. And then it's just when I go to like events or you go to parties, there's that I feel that like, well, yeah, I need to have a cocktail. You got to get it. And then once I have one, it turns into 5 and turns into 10.
No, I get it. I totally get it. I think a lot of my friends, feel that way also. It's like, yeah, because you're having a good time and then you want one and then you want another one and I get it. But it's just like, I think once you get used to not having it and you're going to feel so good and you're just going to have such a great time.
I mean, I've been loving lately. I haven't been drinking and it's like, I just wake up so refreshed, ready to go.
Yes.
Like now I've hit the age where, I used to be like, well, whatever, hangovers. But now I'm like, no, when I drink too much, I'm hungover for 2 days.
Yeah, there's nothing good about it. There really isn't.
And your next day is completely fucked.
Yeah, you just don't feel fabulous. And we're realizing it's just not healthy for you. There's nothing, there's nothing good about it.
No. If you think about it, it really is drinking poison.
Oh, for sure. It's for sure drinking poison. And there's a lot about it. I mean, I didn't drink because my mother drank. And it wasn't even for health purposes. But now that everything's coming out, it makes sense. I also have a better memory than most of, my friends.
You're right.
It fucks with your memory.
For sure it does. I've become like Dory. I'm like, I don't remember what I had for breakfast. And it's so funny because with the fitness thing, I'm all worried now about like preservatives and artificial sweeteners and what laundry detergent I'm using. And then I'm like, oh, but then I'll just go out and drink pure poison.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I have another girlfriend who's just like, well, not, I can't have the butter. I can't have this. I can't have that. And then she downs like 2 bottles of wine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, make it make sense.
Make that make sense. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are your goals and like what's for 2025? What are your goals and where do you think this brand is going to go? Because I mean, obviously you are not shy to having successful brands.
This is the truth. Soirée has been, we launched about a year and a half ago, but we started it about 3 years ago because it was a year and a half in development. So I just say it's on the market a year and a half. It's been a slower start. But 2025 really is our year with myself and Lexi. Right now, we're meeting with a lot of investors, VC money, because, beverages take millions and I cannot pump any more of my own money into it. But I really do feel like it's going to blow up very big. It's about creating a community. So our goals are this year is we're going to work with sororities and college campuses because I think it's very important to speak to young women about not drinking and feeling comfortable in your own skin, because it's about that as well. So I think we're going to be working with a lot of college campuses. So I think Soirée is going to blow up very big because the non-alc space is really the largest growing industry in the beverage space.
Yeah.
Well, alcohol is going down. So we're going to work on blowing up Soirée, and really, but I think it's the grassroots of it all. And that's really what we're going to do. So we're really just working on the distribution and working on creating communities around it. And people really feeling it. That's what it's about. Look at what Liquid Death has done. They've taken just regular water and created a community that people are drinking Liquid Death. Who would know that? You don't even know what the hell's in there. Is it spring water? Is it whatever it is? And, that's the route that we really want to go. Ours doesn't taste like alcohol. We don't want to taste like alcohol. We don't want to trigger anybody. It's like good, clean fun. Someone pregnant could drink it. A little kid could drink it. Anybody could drink it. It's a bad experience. And we're really going to blow it up. And that's what I want. And it's not about being a housewife brand. A housewife has helped me have a great platform, but it's about authentically what I live and what I really believe in. And I think, a lot more people, I want people to feel comfortable, not drinking and being who they are. And I think it has to start at a young age.
And I think people love to be a part of something.
Yes. And it is. And it's being a part of that. And the name is so great. How to use Soirée your way, Soirée all day. And it tastes great. And the packaging's fabulous. And it is. It's like hitting people who are younger and empowering women, younger women and, men to feel good about themselves, just being themselves and not needing something else to feel good. Yeah. And that's really what I'm working on.
And I think this could be in so many places. I mean, it could be on airplanes. It could be in hotels. It can be at bars. It can be obviously in liquor stores for people to buy themselves. It can be everywhere.
Yeah, you're right. And that's what it is. And we just, we have to have an investor that feels the magic that we are. And we've had a lot of people approach us. Listen, we could get money from anybody. I want to be with this strategic partnership. And that's what we're looking for now. And that's the other thing. It's just like Lexi and I, are very much business women. So it's like, putting together the deck, doing this, doing that. Like we're real hustlers. I've been in licensing a long time. I don't know if you know that. We're a brand in Walmart. It's very successful. Candy Couture, one of my brands. I've been in there a very long time. I had a hugely, hugely successful business prior to going on Housewives. Had a very bad lawsuit that really almost took me out. So I lost some of my licenses then, and then during COVID. So I still have a very successful business with that. So I'm really working on that still too, because I'm very creative. I love design. You could see I love print. I love
look
pattern.
Behind you.
Yeah, just look at my office. Everything in my house is like wallpaper, color, mixing prints. That's my big thing. So I'm really focusing on that.
I know AJ would die if he came to your house because he's like, this is his design thing. Next to me, there's a leopard chair.
I love that. Leopard with a wallpaper. I have so much leopard also. I love leopard. I love it all together. I love anything like that. I'm like very vintage.
Because some of your clothing brands, they were like very loud and vibrant prints like that. Am I right?
Yes. And unfortunately, my clothing brand did go by the wayside because that was the people who got me in the lawsuit. Oh. And it was good. It was very, the aesthetic was very Palm Royale, truthfully.
Yeah. But I feel like you're such an inspiration because you're just like literally a fucking boss.
Thank you. Yes.
Like
I'm a boss. But listen, I've made fuck ups. I am a boss, but I don't let it get me down.
No, if something happens, I feel like you go to the next thing. You've had multiple things take off in different directions, and you go with it.
I do, and my licenses have been great. And I created a brand before anybody really did that. We're the first female brand in Walmart when printed iPhone cases. This was like in the end of 2010, beginning of 2011. Headphones, all that stuff. We had a huge business with all that stuff. And then everyone starts knocking you off, and that was great. So, we just keep on moving. And I always say I was a little ahead of the curve on a lot of stuff. But that's why I feel like Soirée, Lexi and I own it together. And we're right on the money. Mocktails, like right on the money. And I feel like I really want to blow this up. Do
you still have your partnership with Walmart? Like, could you get this into Walmart?
I probably could. I don't think financially we could do that right now.
Right.
I think we have to walk before we run, but I do. I still sell to Walmart. We have our makeup brushes, things like that. But, it's very funny. You sell one department doesn't mean it's going into,
right.
the other departments. But You have to be ready to get that business.
Yeah. We love Walmart on this podcast.
I love that. I mean, that's great. I mean, listen, who doesn't? I love a Walmart. When I walk into a Walmart, I mean, I get so excited. People, can I tell you, they had the best Christmas decorations this year.
I agree.
Shit, I bought all my wrapping paper there. They have stuff. People don't realize it. People will say something negative about Walmart. Guess what? That's where America shops, people.
Walmart has everything. It is a one-stop shop. You can get everything you need there. And the people who dock it, it's like, well, fuck off.
Yeah, literally fuck off. You could get everything there. Because guess what? Most of America shops at Walmart. Everybody's not going to like, there's one Bergdorf's. I'm sorry.
Right.
You know what I mean? And everybody can't afford Louis Vuitton and everything else. But you can pull together. I go into the Walmart. They had beautiful dishes this year. They're elevating their style. Just my makeup brushes alone, the quality is unbelievable. My beauty blenders, my makeup brushes, all the things I do. People buy a ton of them. They're fantastic. The quality's great. They have very high quality standards. At point. They don't put up with nonsense.
I feel like, and you have some vacations coming up.
I do. I have 2 great vacations. One first, I'm doing very shortly. In the end of February, I'm going to Morocco. I'm doing a women's empowerment trip. Lexi and I did it. It's on smaller scale. About 20 of us are going to Morocco, to Marrakesh. Have you been to Marrakesh?
I haven't, but it sounds amazing.
By the way, neither have I. And this is an amazing trip that we're doing that Lexi and I are like, it's about, we're reinventing the girls trip. Girls trip years ago was like drunken, crazy, psycho behavior, picking up guys. This is about sophisticated women, of all different ages coming together, who maybe aren't going to go there with their husband or, whose other friends don't want to go there. And from different places, I have an amazing Italian handbag designer coming. I have, one of my best friends coming, but this one's other friends coming. We have all women from different ages and we're all going together and we planned an amazing trip. So that is, I'm reinventing the girls trip. It's like women, it's empowerment. We're doing that one trip. Then I have a cruise coming up, which is more housewifey in September. And it's myself, Phaedra, Cynthia Bailey, and Taylor Armstrong. Tamara was coming, but she has like some scheduling thing because they're going back to filming. She might have, she has a bunch of, so I felt bad she's not going. But yeah, so myself, Phaedra, Cynthia Bailey, and Taylor Armstrong, and we're going to do like a fabulous cruise to the Bahamas out of Miami.
Amazing. And that one's it's still available.
Yeah, that is totally available. That's brand new. People could book it. Not expensive. Good time. That's going to be unbelievably fantastic.
In Morocco, though, is sold out.
Yeah, Morocco is sold out.
It's so funny. My friend Herb tried to get me to go.
Oh, yes, Herb. Yeah, by the way, yes, we have no fabulous gay men coming. He's running the trip.
That's amazing. Yeah, he tried to get me to go a few months ago, and I was like, I already have a trip planned. So it was literally over the exact same time.
Oh, wait. Okay, I didn't know you know Herb.
Isn't it a small world?
Oh, first of all, Herb's the best. So we're going to plan another trip.
Yeah. Okay, well, next trip, we're on it for sure.
Come on for sure.
Next, I'm going to ask you, I just have some quick rapid fire questions that whatever comes to mind.
Okay.
If you could swap lives with any other housewife from any franchise for a week, who would you pick?
Sutton. Just so I could get her alimony check.
Yeah. True.
Come on. I'd take her alimony check. She's getting $300,000 a month.
Yeah, I would do that. See, just make sure you switch lives the week she gets her check.
Yes. Yeah. The week she I could just empty out her bank account that week.
True.
Yeah. That's the reason. She has good clothes and everything else. That's the only reason I do it.
That's so funny. Your biggest or any regrets from being on the show?
Biggest regret. I don't really have any regrets from being on the show. I've enjoyed every second of it. No, I have no regrets. Is that funny? No regrets. I mean, I have sadness, but no regrets.
What is one thing that viewers would be shocked to know about you?
That I'm a good mother. And everyone tells me everybody, I have a lot of fans that don't know I have a biological son. I mentioned it because, unfortunately there was negativity. Someone on the show had called my son, but that my family and my kids mean so much to me because I don't show that at all. in the public eye. My kids don't have social media. They don't have anything that like your kids hate you. Because I'd mentioned my first season that 2 of my kids weren't talking to me when I had left my husband, and so much has changed and everything else. And I never even mentioned my biological son, but my whole family's everything. Joe has 2 kids. I had 3 stepkids from my first marriage. I also had a biological son. So that's 4 kids from the first marriage. So we're a very blended family, and my entire life is my family, but I keep that very private.
Which I think is I love that, actually.
Yeah. And I mean, really, and that's very sacred to me.
What is your favorite tagline you've ever had from any season?
My favorite tagline, probably, I think this year was pretty funny. The first one, because it was so mild. I bring the pigtails, the power, and the party. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was very sweet and nice. No one knew me yet. I've had so many good taglines. While you're taking cheap shots, I'm, taking screenshots. That was so poignant for this year. I can make you laugh, cry, your choice. I like to come up with like a ton of them, and I come up with a lot of good ones. And then, they run them by the powers that be, and they actually decide on which one you're going to have. I like to write my own.
Okay.
And then they pick them.
Very good. Heels or flats?
Heels all day long.
Because we're chic.
Yes, we're chic. I mean, I wear heels everywhere. So does my mother, and she's 78.
Oh my God, amazing. What is the weirdest fan encounter you've ever had?
The weirdest fan encounter. This is funny. I'll say his name because he knows I said it. His name's the twink next door. He's two things. He's very funny. He's very adorable. I love him. But when I first met him, he brought a guy he was dating. I'll take my fans to lunch. If they reach out to me, whatever, there's certain people. When I was first, I took him to lunch, and he was dating this guy. And oh my God. And the guy was so nuts. He brings the guy to lunch, and the guy is like, what is that when you have sex with everybody? What is that called again?
A whore?
You're not bisexual. A whore. Yes, a whore. He was a whore, but not like, when, what is that called? You're not bisexual, but you're pansexual.
Oh, like when you'll sleep with, you're attracted to everything.
Everybody, pansexual.
I think so.
And the guy's like, pansexual. He's telling me this at lunch, at brunch, 11:30 a.m. And the guy's ordering like 3 or 4 cocktails. And, I'm footing the bill. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And the twink brought him with us. And the twink, the pansexual guy, goes to the bathroom. I'm like, twink, you got to lose this guy. I go, it's hard enough to compete with 50% of the population. Now you got to compete with 100% of the population. He's got to fucking go.
Yeah.
It was just such a funny interaction, that it was a fan interaction, and they come and they have brunch with me, and they're like running up the restaurant bill. They could give a shit. Then they're telling me they're sleeping with everybody. It was just the funniest thing in the whole world. I was like, how to get myself into this? What is going on?
What the fuck?
What the fuck? And the poor twink was like, oh my God. And he was like, Marge, what do I do? I mean, it was just very funny. I was like giving therapy. It was adorable. And I adore him, and he's the best. And we're still close, the twink. But thank God we lost that other guy.
We lost the other one. What is the most over-the-top housewife party you've ever attended? So not your own.
No, it's always my own. The most over-the-top housewife party. I would say, I'm going to tell you the best parties I've ever had are the ones I've ever had. But I'm saying anybody else's housewife party that I've ever attended.
It's like over the top.
Over the top. I mean, my parties have been the most over the top on the show, unfortunately. Or fortunately, because I throw the best parties. Who else has thrown over the top party that I've been to? That's a tough one. Ben, I gotta be honest. No one's outdone my parties. Nothing else has been that over the top. I will say Teresa, maybe.
Okay.
I hate to say, she has thrown some really, she threw a good party.
Okay.
What she's thrown it over the top, but it's been so over the top. Her wedding was over the top.
Okay. One word to describe your housewife experience.
Surreal.
Surreal. All right. I have just a couple questions that fans want to ask you.
Great.
The Marge, you always have such iconic looks on the show. How do you decide what to wear for reunions or big events? Also, what is your go-to beauty product that you can't live without? Kayla in Dallas.
Oh, Kayla. Okay, so um, I always feel like I'm in theme or costume, whatever I'm feeling. I'm always channeling something. So that's how I base it on whatever, and it always has to have like a little vintagey vibe, like a vintagey vibe. So that's how I decide. Does it is it vintagey, but it has to be some and very glamorous, chic, very chic and glamorous. Like over the top, like this hat. One beauty product that my lipstick, I would say, I know it sounds crazy. This is Charlotte Tilbury Kim K nude lipstick. I can't live without it.
Okay. The housewife world is full of big personalities and even bigger opinions. How do you deal with online trolls or people misjudging you? Ryan in Los Angeles.
You know how I deal with it? I crack jokes to them.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny. They say the craziest shit to me. And I ignore them and, I just let them, I very, very thick skin because I know who I am. But sometimes I'd like to play into it and answer very funny snide comments.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's really funny, and, they'll say, Marge, your face, you need another facelift. And I'll say, oh my God, thank you so much for letting me know. Here's my doctor's phone number. You definitely, could use one. I say
Right.
snide comments back. Yeah. And I think it's so funny. I love to play into it.
I mean, I think you have to, especially with all the keyboard warriors in this day and age.
Yes. I mean, it is so, I have one woman, I'm going to say her name too, Vera. This woman, Vera, who writes to me constantly. She hates my guts, but she loves to write to me. This woman DMs me. And I can't block her because it's so comical. And if you saw poor Vera, I mean, poor Vera. I mean, she's the body. I don't even give a shit. She's the body of SpongeBob SquarePants. I mean, been out in the sun too long, like been barbecued on here. And she has everything to say about me. Marge, your mouth moves funny. I fucking know it does. Of course my mouth moves funny. I'm so expressive. My plastic surgeon told me that also. I mean, the muscles in my face. And it's your teeth, you're this. I'm like, Vera. I was like, do you have a mirror, Vera? You know what I mean? Yeah, you should be throwing insults. But I just find it so hysterical. So I just find her so entertaining because if you saw this woman, it is just classic. I love it. I had another woman who was like 75 years old, had to be like 300 pounds, insults me, tells me how ugly I am and how horrible I am. My husband should leave me and that I should send him to her house and he'd definitely come home with a smile.
Wow.
I thought that, I was like, okay.
All right.
I said, all right. I showed Joe. I said, Joe's definitely going to come over, but while you're on top of him, make sure not to smother, don't kill him. He'll come home with a smile. I showed Joe. He was hysterical laughing. This woman was like, oh my God, like pubic hair was hanging outside the side of her bathing suit. I was crying. I was just like, oh my God, you're going to smother my poor husband.
Oh my God, that is
But
hilarious.
I love it. I love it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's great. It's great entertainment and it's free entertainment, I suppose.
Yes, it's free entertainment. You can't take it seriously.
No.
Anybody who takes the time to be so nasty and vicious, it's not,
Right.
something.
Exactly. Let's see. Okay, Samantha in New Jersey. So we have someone from Jersey.
Oh, nice.
You're always so confident, outspoken, which I admire so much. What is the best advice you've ever received that helped you navigate tough times, either on or off the show?
Oh, Samantha, it is really from Joan Rivers. I think when I met Joan Rivers, and I'm serious, she said to me, I did wear the pigtails all the time then, and I was going to get my own show at the time. I was at her house. She threw a party for my agent at the time, Amy Rosenblum, and her star client, Margaret Josephs, who was going to get her own show. That's what I was told, and my production company was there. I was getting a show with Joe called Pigtails and Power Tools. It was like a whole thing. And she said to me, always be yourself. Don't ever change for anybody. Always be authentic. Because Joan, I knew at the time, she was down a lot of times. Amy, at one point, used to schlep her around. Joan, didn't get, really more successful till later in life. And she always stayed authentic to who she was and didn't change. And she's been kicked and down a lot of times. That's what she told me. And she was nothing but lovely to me. And I think that's what she said. Don't change. You want to wear those pigtails. Someone tells you to take them out. Fuck them. Basically. And, and I think that advice really meant a lot to me because, she created this beautiful life for herself and she had so much heartache and so many setbacks in her life. It, meant a lot.
Right. Wow. What a cool experience to be able to, I mean, I would have loved to have met her. I mean, she is such a icon and like
Oh my
such a
God, she was
inspiration for me.
nothing but kind, adorable, tiny. I cherish the picture Joe and I have with her. It was just, to be in her, apartment, like it was great. It was
And
like at her side, by the way.
of course, I heard people that worked with her, and they said she was like one of the only people she would remember everyone's name, whether you were like the caterer, the producer, talent, you know, janitor. Like she would always remember your name.
Yeah, and that's important. And by the way, I take that very seriously. I remember, everyone on the cruise, and I take it very personally to remember everybody's name. If I forget your name, I get very, very upset, and it's very rare that I do. That's super important. That's a very important thing to remember people's names. And you're right. That's
love
true.
that.
She did.
Well, this has been absolutely amazing. I cannot thank you enough for coming on here.
I love seeing your face, and thank you so much for having me on.
I can't wait for your trips. I can't wait to come to one of your house parties. I can't wait to start drinking when this does come in after the snowstorm. I'm so excited for where this is going to go for you.
Oh, thank you. And I can't wait to come visit you and AJ, and I can't wait to be together, and we're going to travel together, and I just can't wait. And I'm so excited to be on. It's been a week.
It's been a week. All right, everyone. I will see you next Tuesday. Thank you for listening to that episode of It's Been a Week, but don't touch that dial because it's not over yet. Get ready for the after show. Been there, done that with AJ, where we're going to get AJ's take on whatever the fuck I just said. Hello, Mr. AJ Sarcione.
Oh, hello, Mr. Benjamin.
Been there, done that. Okay, so what did you think?
Well, first of all, I feel like I really went in on you last week. So this week we're going to have a whole new vibe.
Oh,
yes. Especially because the guest was just exceptional.
Is she not the best?
I love her.
I know.
I mean, how lucky are we to have met her years ago and then reconnected with her? She's just so wonderful.
The Marge.
Yeah, she's amazing.
I mean, is she not I can't wait to go to some of her parties.
Oh my gosh, I love the idea of going to some of her parties. That would be so fun.
Her house parties, I mean, you're going to be in heaven because her house is all fucking patterns and fabulous colors and it's going to be so up your alley.
I love eclectic. I love when she talks about the vintageness of things. I'm obsessed. I love to combine vintage with modern. I love eclectic. I'm so excited.
Marge is a fucking vibe.
Ugh,
I just think she's so fabulous. The fact that she shows up to this podcast in that fucking fur hat.
Oh, I meant to wear my new fur hat for this after show. I'm going to have to wear it next week.
We need to figure out where she got the fur hat. I think we all need the fucking fur hat.
I just got a brand new fur hat, so I'll wear it next week so everyone can see.
And I think it sounds like we're going to travel somewhere together. I don't know where we'll end up.
It'd be amazing. And I have to say, it's so awesome that we've got to know her, but we would not have had that if it wasn't for Jen Geyser.
Oh my God.
The absolute best. I mean, I've been friends with Jen for, I don't even know now, over 15 years, I think. I'm obsessed with Jen. Jen is the most amazing human in the world. And
what's crazy is I met Margaret the same day I met Jen.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. Wait, I don't want to give this away, but you need to do an episode with Jen, and we need to talk about Bite and Suck.
Yeah.
And we'll just leave it at that. But so good.
But the day I met Jen, I was like, yep, we're going to be best friends. And it pretty much, I mean, we hit it off from I stayed in her, also we stayed in her house before I even met her.
Oh,
we're going to do a whole episode with Jen Geyser because she's her own episode.
She's the absolute best. Jen, we love you the most.
You're the queen.
I thought the interview was great. I love how you all chatted about these people falling into your DMs. And Vera, oh girl.
Fuck Vera.
No, I mean, listen.
No, I have a picture of Vera, which I think for legal purposes I can't post. Fuck Vera.
But I gotta say, Ben, my favorite part of the whole episode and why I don't need to read you so much in this after show is when she said to you, oh, it's like I'm interviewing you because you didn't shut up and you just kept talking.
No, the beginning, it was my turn to tell my part of the week. So I was talking about the fucking koi fish.
Oh my God.
Which, a little update on the koi, she is back in the pond and thriving.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I love all the animals that we're saving. The chickens, the koi, everything. It's so fun to Well, listen, it sucks that things get ill and that we got to do that, but it's amazing that we get to bring them back to life. So it's really cool.
No, but this koi fish, like I was like, this thing is a goner. Like even some of the people in the Facebook group were like, end of life, put it out of its misery. And we saved that bitch. All she needed was a spa day.
I mean, I love that she got to spend the week in our bathtub. It was pretty great.
But now she's back out in the pond and she's thriving. But Margaret, no, she just was like, it's like I'm interviewing you because she was asking us about the ranch and living here. It's like,
I do think that it was hysterical because I really feel like it was a slight like fabulous read, which like at least I think is amazing. Okay, so what I do want to talk about though is she's this like boss woman, and I think it's incredible all the stuff she's created and put out into the world. And as I said, different vibe this week. I want to celebrate you because you're doing this. It's amazing. It's amazing to watch how many people are listening. I love how you keep creating new stories and bringing on such fabulous people. I can't wait to see what else you do. But there's something I feel like you need to tell everyone about that you've been working on. That's another thing you're bringing, because I feel like it kind of aligns with what she was talking about, licensing and the way you can bring products to people. So are you comfortable? Do you want to tell everyone?
I mean, am I comfortable? I'm comfortable with anything. Well, okay, so this is going to be, I guess we're going to call this like what, an exclusive sneak peek, because this is only for people who are listening to the after show, because I'm not posting this for, I think, another week or so.
Okay, cool. And then just let people who are listening know and think about it. Like, people are going to listen to this in the future. So for folks that aren't listening right now,
right,
that are maybe listening, months from now when they finally find this, don't forget about them because it's their first time too.
Okay, so if you're listening the week this comes out, and if you're made it through the episode and you've made it to the after show.
I mean, why wouldn't they? This is the best part.
All right, calm down. It's official. We have fucking merch.
Woo!
We have a merch store. You can see if you're watching this right now on YouTube, I have my See You Next Tuesday t-shirt on. We have phone cases, hats, hoodies.
All I have to say is, remember back when we started and you had a martini glass for yourself and I didn't have one? Where's my merch? Why am I sitting here in a white shirt? Why don't I have something?
Calm down. The merch is coming. But we've got what else? Stickers. We have, and then there's going to be limited drops after each episode that are, pertain to each episode. For instance, I have leggings in there that say wide birthing hips. There is a shirt that says Happy New Year. There's a shirt that says No Lizard Diagnostics on Facebook.
I think you should say
Diagnostics. There is My Penis is Inverting t-shirt.
I mean, you have some great ones coming out of this episode, right?
And
are you going to make some from this episode?
Wait, before we get to that, we have the Cunt coffee mug.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
So the mug, the handle of the mug is the C, and then it says UNT. So that's going to be, I think that's going to be a hit.
It's a good one.
And if you've just listened to this recent episode, which you've made it this far, we have some other good shirts. There's going to be some amazing ones coming from this episode about Vera, about, maybe some SpongeBob SquarePants. So if you're interested in merch, all you need to do is go to itsbeenaweek.com. And there, if you're on a mobile device, right on top, it says shop merch. And if you're on a computer, right in the bottom bar, it says shop merch. But there's a password. So for everyone listening, the password is all lowercase bitch. BITCH. And for everyone listening, you're going to save 15% on your order only for this week only using promo code BITCH. Again, BITCH. And if you're listening to this, like, I don't know, in 6 months from now and that code's not working, send me a DM and I'll send you a code. You can still get something else.
Okay, well, there you go, everybody.
The merch store. There's going to be great shit in there.
I think we got to work on some of these promo codes, but yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe it should be like another word.
I just think that's a great, type in your little promo code. It's bitch. So if you want, go to the website, itsbeenaweek.com, shop merch. The password is bitch. The promo code is bitch. And go save 15%.
That's amazing. So I have a question. How long is that promo code going to last?
This week.
Just a week?
Yeah, because when I announce this for the whole world, promo code's gone.
Okay. All right. So that promo code that you seem to love so deeply will never be able to be used again. Are you okay letting it go?
Yeah, because the next one could be like, bitch one.
Oh, yeah.
Or you're a bitch.
Oh, my God.
So there's going to be different pieces with the merch too. There's going to be different. There's the classic category, which is just going to be it's been a week for the people who don't want to walk around with See You Next Tuesday. There's the See You Next Tuesday collection, which has sports bras, sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, all the things, and then the limited drops, which will be after each episode, and you don't know how long they're going to be there, so you better swoop them up while you can.
I think it's amazing. I'm so proud of you. This is awesome. I can't wait to see who's coming on next. I know you have some really great interviews lined up.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Thank
I think
you.
it's great.
I can't believe you didn't drill me for my opening.
Well, listen, not every week we need to do it because it's clear people probably know what I feel and like they're feeling it too. So if you need to get shit off your chest, then you go for it and do whatever it is you need to do, because at the end of the day, it is your podcast. And when some people have been saying, oh yeah, we love your podcast to us. And I could see his face when they say that. He's like, our podcast is mine. So I just want to remind everyone it's Ben's podcast. Yes, I'm here for the after show, but he put his name in the title of this podcast.
Bitch, it's been a week.
All you need to know is I'm in the background taking out a lot more than you're hearing and encouraging him, which is awesome that I get the opportunity to create a little influence in that way. So I don't need to say everything here because I feel like I get to be a little bit of a producer, which is nice.
We should do like the director's unedited cut.
Sure.
Where you just get everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I might get canceled before I even get started. On that note, thank you guys for listening. I will see you next Tuesday. What is up, everyone? I have a question for you. Have you ever done something so wild, so hilarious, or so ridiculous that your friends are still talking about it? Do you have a story that happened to you this week that are going to leave jaws on the floor? Well, here's your chance to tell it on It's Been a Week. Head over to itsbeenaweek.com, scroll down to the bottom, and let me know why you should be the next guest. Bring me the drama, the chaos, and the laughs. I want it all. No story is too crazy, no perspective too bold, and nothing is off limits. So, let's pour a martini, spill the tea, and make a conversation to remember. Submit now, and I cannot wait to talk to you soon.